Hey, hey, how are you? So, can we get very personal right now? Um, that is actually me in the background, and I, I, I guess the best way to, I guess the best way to describe, you can't really see me now. Let's put it on something like this. This is one of my visuals that I created a few years ago. Um, it's sort of like a vision board. It's more like an affirmation board because it's filled with symbols and pictures and words that are um, dear to me. So, 2023 did not map out exactly how I wanted it to, and I'm going to say that it mapped out even better than I could ever expect it, because the level and the amount of growth that I experienced this year internally has been astronomical. And although I'm still very much under construction, although I'm still very much metamorphosing, and I want to say at the end of my um, dark night experience, um, I want to come and I want to share with you guys because I think that that's important. I think it's important. So I started to vlog daily for a very short period of time. My goal was to do it for a specific amount of time, but that did not happen. But that is okay because guess what? You can always start again. If you want to look into this right here, right now, I can actually put this flash on here so you can see it more clearly. There we go. So this one right here, cherish every memory, love every moment, embrace every possibility. Yes. Cameras. I like cameras, and cameras like me too. Love. That cassette tape represents music. You'll see my name is up there. Special, a butterfly. Takara El Bay. Love again. Lots of love. Love is the what we need right now, and so important. Here's a sacred geometry that I drew myself. It's infused and charged energetically. Now, I want to talk about these owls briefly because when I created this, I had a very close friend, someone I considered to be a sister. Now, here's the thing, and I guess because there was so much time that had passed, and with the friendship, however, it seems that we haven't spoken in over a year, well, about a year, because like right after their big 40, they got kind of distant, and I was just like, yeah, I just allowed it. You know what I mean? I just allowed it. I just had gotten to the point myself. But these owls are there because the love um, that I have is genuine. And I'm not going to say that the love that they had was not genuine. I'm just going to say that our growth and our paths um, are different, you know? But I definitely spoke very highly of them. The love was, or the I should say, the love is very deep. But I know what I discovered, I should say, on my particular path. I'm gonna turn off this flash now. Um, what I discovered on my particular path is that I was giving a lot of love, giving a lot of love, giving a lot of love, giving a lot of love. But the one person that I was neglecting, as I shared, I neglected myself physically, but I also was neglecting myself emotionally. I also um, was at times neglecting myself spiritually. I know for a fact that when I opened up my cafe, Matcha Madness Cafe, that I went into total spiritual negligence, which is really the the foundation of everything. And, spirituality is the foundation of everything because it's the largest part of us. And by being negligent in that area, um, my business temporarily closed as a result because I wasn't plugged into the divine. I was trying to do things based off of just human knowledge and following human advice. Where, I'm not saying that you can't take advice from other human beings, but ultimately you have to go to the source. Ultimately, you have to go to the divine on a daily basis. And I wasn't doing that because everything just, it seemed like I had arrived. And I learned the hard way that just having things is not an arrival. Things are just things. Having a level of success is just being at a level of success. You still have to consult with your higher self on a daily basis. You still have to do spiritual maintenance. You still have to have spiritual practices on a daily basis. So now that I know that, it's not that I've heard that, it's not that I listened to somebody preach about that, even though I do hear people teach about this. However, I know it now because I have been practicing now. And that has been what's been happening 2023. So, as I was reflecting, and not even intentionally reflecting, just let me begin from the beginning of this full moon, right? This current full moon, number one, even though I receive the guidance when it comes to me, I'm not one that's with a telescope, even though I would like to have one looking and mapping out the stars. I'm not at that level yet. Will I get there in this lifetime? It's a good possibility because I like looking up at the sky and I like stars and the sun and all of that. I love it. I love it all. I even love to fly, and I even love to be at at heights, enclosed, but at heights. But anywho, so being that I've been practicing for a while, um, I want to say I started practicing um like on a daily basis over 6 months. It's been over 6 months. It's now a habit. I don't do anything without doing it, you know. And again, I know the benefits now because it's what I accredit to everything, right? And so therefore, go. This full moon is what we're talking about. So this full moon, I do my practice. I have in my mind what the day is gonna be like. And I'm laughing because that's sometimes how spirit works. Sometimes spirit works where you can put something in your mind, but after you've done your practice, you're guided to do something completely different than what you put in your mind. And you have to have the mind training to say, listen, this is more important. This is what we're going to do. And those other things, we're going to get them done. But this is what we're going to do. So, although much business, did get handled, I did not do what I initially had in my mind to do. After my practices, I was guided to attend something that was phenomenal. It was called Sat Sung, my very first attendance to one. They apparently do it every full moon, so it may not be my last one, but it was my very first one that I didn't even plan to go to, but I was guided directly to it, and I connected with thousands of people globally and hundreds in Dubai, and had a Himalayan master teach and interact with him. And what was phenomenal during the interaction was that sometimes before he can even finish his statement, I knew what he was going to say and I would say it. It was all via Zoom. Zoom is amazing, by the way. But it was all via Zoom, and I would say it, and then he would say it. I'd be like, "Oh." I was like creeping myself out and blowing my own freaking mind. And he taught some things, and a whole bunch of stuff went to my subconscious because we did a spiritual practice of releasing, like releasing anger and hurt and trauma and things of that sort. And I went through the process, did the release, and after I did the release, mind you, this was like, I want to say a quarter into the satsang. So it wasn't at the beginning, it was like the second quarter of it, right? Um, After I did that release, I got extremely tired and fell the fuck asleep. And they were still going. They still went for like a good hour. And then I woke up and they were like ending it. But I recorded it so I get to go back and watch it. And from there, um, I had some more guidance into like how to do some things, and it's just that's how this full moon has been. It's been phenomenal. And I got up. One thing that he mentioned was, are you willing to get up before the sun? Like, are you willing to do that for your spiritual practice? I'm like, I do that already. It's just a natural thing. Now, sometimes I do go back to sleep. I ain't gonna act like I don't. But just after having that experience, I realized this is key, this is important. And I see how just everything is aligning for me to um, just level up my practices, you know. And so that's what I was doing. And I'm human. I'm human, people. And I know that it's easy to said than done certain things, especially when it comes to these mobile devices. These mobile devices can grab your attention, and you have to be very disciplined. Excuse me, not to just allow it, or disciplined enough to navigate it to do what you want it to do. All right. So I went through several things 2023. I went through a period of, I want to say, at least 3 months where I had no mobile device at all. No mobile device, no internet. And I took that opportunity to spend more time in nature, to get out. Because of course there were things that needed to be done sometimes, so I needed to access Wi-Fi, and the closest place to do that was a local coffee shop. And in the local coffee shop, there's locals, elders that are there almost on a daily basis, and I got the opportunity to establish a rapport and a good relationship with them, just over coffee and donuts and laughing and sharing. And one in particular elder is a Buddhist, a Nam-myoho Renge Kyo Buddhist, the second one that I have met in this lifetime. And so I don't take that lightly. I appreciate it. I may very well get um I can't even pronounce it, but I may very well join that because with where I am being positioned to serve in this lifetime, I need it all. I'm Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Agape. That's I love Agape International Spiritual Center. So yeah, and the great thing about Agape International Spiritual Center is that it's a interdenominational spiritual center, which means you can be of any faith and serve there. You could be of Christian faith, you could be of Muslim faith, you can be of Buddhist faith, and come to Agape and be a part of Agape and be a member of Agape. So Agape is a huge part of my life. I am congregating with them digitally daily. I feel like I know some of the people because I've watched them so much to the point when one was missing, and particularly the music director, because she was dealing with her father's transition. I was like, where is she at? Where is Marianne? Where is she? And they was so protective and loving. They didn't share it right away what she had went through, but they eventually did, and she came back, and I mean, she's phenomenal. The where she is now is just amazing, and so I love her. I love Reverend Coco. Of course, I love Reverend Michael Beckwith. And there's other people that I really, really love, but I just don't remember their names. And I mean, I love everybody there, honestly. It's just some people stick out and just really kind of, I feel like it's my family right there. That's my family. They do some amazing things. It's this one particular um I think her name, I don't know her name, but I could see her so clearly. She has these long, beautiful locks, thin locks, older, elder sister, and she gets to speaking, and she's like the Maya Angelou of Agape, It's like, and she speaks in these different tongues, and it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's the space and place for me, and I'm en route there. I will say that. I mean, I'm even en route there. I'm there already because I'm giving my time, I'm giving my energy. I'm even, you know, um, being generous with my finances as they grow. I give more, and so I'm there. I'm already there. It's just this it's just this body. This body is not the largest part of me. So my spirit is there already. My energy is there already. We family, you know. And they have things going on every day of the week, and I did make it my intention a few months back to be more connected, not just on a Sunday, even though it's not just a Sunday connection for me because I'm watching um them constantly, almost on a daily basis, but I haven't connected to the other programs. And I did that for well, a few times. I have done some of the classes, some of the free classes, and I decided to um, join a clinic that they do on Mondays. And it was a little, my time management skills are under construction and improving on a daily basis. And being that they're on the West Coast and there's a time differential because I'm on the East Coast currently, and I was under the impression that it was a 4 hour difference. And in actuality, it was a 3 hour difference. But, but, let me tell you how the divinity works, how the divine works, how the God force works, man. It doesn't work on human time, it just works. And yes, things must be orderly. And yes, it feels good for things to be graceful and things of that sort, but divinity knows, so ironically, I this is how this happened. I did the sat song, took a nap, got up, um, took care of some more business. Now I'm like ready to eat. I haven't eaten all day. I'm laughing because it's not the first random fast that has happened. They happen sometimes quite often, So anyway, I didn't eat. I'm like, okay, now my stomach's like, what's going on? We gotta put something inside of us. I'm like, okay, time to eat. And so the time here is like 8 o'clock now. Like 8, yeah, it's about 8 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me start making some dinner. And I started making dinner, and I'm like, okay, it's a 4 hour difference. So the thing was from 4 to 6, the clinic, right? So I'm like, I still didn't even realize that 8 o'clock was like 4 hours difference. From in my mind, it was gonna start at 10 o'clock. I don't know why, but it was gonna start 10 o'clock my time, right? which that would have been the end of it, not the beginning of it. So somehow I transversed the numbers. Um, but I looked in the email, right? Because it was a process. It was like, okay, first, you got to sign up and you got to do this, and then you'll get the link. So I went through the whole process yesterday, and because I just made the decision to do it yesterday. And then, as I explained, how today went, not the way I had initially planned it to go, but still beautiful and just amazing. Um, yeah, that's how it went. So I almost forgot, and then I remembered, as I was cooking, like, oh, let me look at the email and see if they sent me the link. So they sent me the link, and they're like, if you want to join, you need to join by 5:35. And I was like, oh, I got time. It's 10:35 my time. Again, completely off with the math thing. And I like something's like Google it and double check that you're right, right? And I'm always double checking, like I'm never like I know it all. No, I'm always like I question everything, and yes, that includes me. And I look and it's like 3 hours, and I'm like, well, what's the time? And it's like it is 5:40 at it was so now it's like 8:40 my time, and it's 5:40 their time, and I'm like, oh shit, I missed it. And then something is like, just connect and see if they come in, right? So I connect, and I'm sitting in the waiting room, and I'm like in the waiting room maybe 2 minutes before, and I'm using my phone. So I don't know who else uses their mobile device for Zoom calls. But if you're using your phone for a Zoom call, once you leave the Zoom screen, even though the Zoom is still active, like you can hear the people, they can maybe even see you, um, you have to get back to the screen in order to know what's going on the Zoom, obviously. Unless they're like teaching or something, you could just hear them. But anyway, I'm using my phone, and I went to go look up something else online because I'm like, oh man, I missed it, and something's like, go back to the Zoom, and I go back to the Zoom, and there's this lovely sister there, and I'm like, oh shit. I didn't miss it. So I'm like, I pressed the button. So I'm like, can you hear me? I'm like so excited, right? And she's like, yes, I can hear you, but I can't see you. I see your profile picture, but I don't see you. I'm like, hold up. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Because I was on a Zoom for the song, right? So I don't get on Zoom often, but I was playing on the Zoom during the set song, which I might share that. I might share that just to let you know because I feel that it would be beneficial. But I will let you know that I'm flipping through the screens. I get kind of lost a little bit. I get phone calls that come in, even though I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Every time a phone call came in, you could not hear the Zoom, which it only happened a few times in the beginning. But yeah, it's over 2 hours, just so you know. So it's gonna be a long one. But I am gonna share it on my page because I feel like it just goes with everything that's happening. Um, so anyway, and I screen recorded it, but I'm gonna watch it before I share it with you guys, so I could catch the part that I slept on. We're gonna see if I snore. Oh God. So anyway, I make my face visible because I figured it out just earlier yesterday, how to do that efficiently. Like what I wasn't fumbling, So I did that. And she's like, and now I see you. And I'm like, yes. And so she's like, okay, so there's only 10 minutes left, and because at this point it's like 5:50, and they end at 6 o'clock. And she was like, but I can do a laser prayer for you. And you can join next week. And I was like, yes, thank you so much. And I apologize. This time thing kind of had me a little off, but I'm glad you're here. And she's like, okay, cool. So she's like, well, I want to do it here, but let's go to a side room and do it in a side room. So I'm like, side rooms? I never even knew they had side rooms, okay, on Zoom. Zoom is sophisticated, man. So I'm like, how do I get there? It's just like, just calm down. I'm going to do it. Like, please, because I don't know how to go to the side room. You're going to get a thing come across your screen and you're just going to accept it. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, go into the side room. She does this phenomenal prayer. I feel at home. I am completely reminded of the things that I do know, and I just feel extremely grateful and peaceful. I did have a specific declaration, and she mostly spoke it in, and I agreed, and, it was just like, you know, that's how it felt, like just really good. It feels good to know that you're completely supported. It feels good to know that you're completely loved. It feels good. So that happened, and afterwards, I ate, and I took care of some more business, and then I took my behind the bed. I know. I wanted to get up before the sun, and I wanted to utilize this special time, and so that's what I did. And that's what I'm doing because it is about, let's see, it is 4:36 a.m. So I decided to go to my page, my YouTube channel, right here where you're watching this at, because I'm always looking at other people's pages. And I'm like, let me listen to my stuff. And I listen to my stuff that I had started at the beginning of 2023 before kind of, I guess, the dark night. I went through the dark night parts, and I'll talk more about that at another time. But I was like, wow, I was on to something. Wow, this is phenomenal. Wow, I need to get back into this, you know? And I seen that did a whole introductory video, and I was like, wow. And I did all of those things myself, people. Like, I did the videos myself, I did the editing myself. Of course, it's my voice. And I was just like, oh, that looks good. And then you'll see my vlogs. And so, of course, my vlogs don't look the same as the edited videos because the vlogs are not edited. But I'm just like, ooh. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I have access to a studio for free, downtown Newark. So I'll be able to do a lot of quality videos, but I also feel like the authentic and the transparent and the unedited videos are just as quality, because I think they're more relatable. It's wonderful to see people perfectly polished and made up and did up and these amazing backgrounds. But then it's good just to see something that's just like a regular thing for the person, like this. Like, this is something I just see every day, you know. I have a little LED light, you know. I was doing this light stuff before the holidays, and now it is the holidays, and I'm like, I'm about to plug in my light. So I plugged it in, so that's what you see flashing. It's like on the walls and stuff like that. It's festive. I don't have my little tree up, but that's because I'm in the transition of going from my current home into my new home. But I wanted to come on here and just say thank you for those who have tuned into my channel. Thank you for my followers. I shared something a part of that was a part of the process of the Dark Night, which is a hearing on my channel. I don't know if you watch it because, like, the first, I want to say 10 minutes, and that's just off the top of my head, nobody comes in. And it's because they're hoping that I get impatient and I leave. But I don't. I wait. They come. They do. They do. I'm gonna say it how I want to say it. They do their theatrics because that's what they're doing. They're not practicing law. They're not being fair. They weren't being just. They were just doing theatrics. They already had decided in their mind, no matter what I said, no matter what evidence I provided, what they were going to say. And they were not going to differ from it because you can just tell everything I said, they just totally ignored and went to recite things out of a book that I couldn't understand. And when I started questioning the things that they were reciting, they got upset and yelled at me and ultimately disconnected the hearing. They were like, "Oh, you can't be asking questions while I'm talking. I don't understand what you're saying. What am I supposed to do? What do you, when do you expect me to ask the question? You know, you say something, you stop, I ask a question, you get upset because I ask the question because you want to say some more crap. And I'm like, wait a minute, before you get that crap out, explain this first crap you said because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's not basic English. It's legalese. I don't speak legalese. You know I'm not a lawyer. And oh, you tell me I don't even have time to get a lawyer? Like, at this point, like, where's the miscommunication at? I'm very clear. I communicate, I believe, very well. But, it was like, it was weird. It was weird. It was an experience. But in light of everything that's happening globally, like globally, there's people on the other side of our wonderful earth that bombs are being dropped on them, and they want to open up back and start doing this stuff. And I pray that they don't. I pray for a miracle. I pray that they do a ceasefire. I pray like that they just it's a good time for the peace to manifest. You know, that whoever their dignitaries and leaders are can get together as just civilized human beings and come up with solutions because I don't get it. I don't know the history, but I know from what I've heard and what I've seen with what's happening right now, it doesn't make any sense. What it sounds like to me, this is just my perception, again, just from my observation, is that two groups of people are fighting over one piece of land. And one group has more resources available to them than the other group. So they've been dominating that group and oppressing that group. And what I can say as a result to what I have observed is that there's enough land for everybody on this planet. And um, if, and I know that there's the resources available for people. I know that there's like millionaires and billionaires and all those type of individuals, right, who have accessibility and they're able to liquid their funds that they have. Use those funds and build another community for these people. Now, if the people don't want to leave, that's one thing. But if it's because they have nowhere to go, that's a whole nother subject. We could provide a place for them to go. Like, as humanity, we could provide a place for them to go. And if the other people with these, with the majority of resources for that particular space, and I'm just gonna call their names, the Israelis. If the Israelis want to stay in that goddamn on space, give the shit to them. Give it to the asses. Like let the asses have it. And the Palestinians, let's get them somewhere where they can live and practice their religion freely, and they can earn their livelihoods, and they could be just away from those people who need to heal. Those people need to heal extremely. If you feel like you have to go to violence to resolve a very easy issue to resolve, there's enough land for every human being on this fucking planet to have an ample and abundant space. So why are you trying to force these people from this land that they've been on? Why? For what? What's the reason? What's the cause? And if you can't see that that's an issue, it's a mental issue, it's a spiritual issue, like the mentality to say, oh, we're gonna force you off. How does that seem like a good idea? How does murder and war seem like a good idea in this age of information, age of technology, age of Aquarius, where there's so much knowledge? We're not in the medieval times. We don't know no better as a human race. This is the modern times. We have electric cars and fucking solar panels on our fucking houses. And you silly folks are over there fighting over the earth, where the earth provides enough for everybody. It's just so silly. It's just so freaking silly. It makes no sense to me at all. None whatsoever. And it's emotional because no human being that has somewhat of a healthy conscience wants to see another human being lying across the damn ground. And not only just another human being, children and babies and what are they doing? I don't know. I don't know. People are upset and people are demanding ceasefire. And the people that are demanding it, I agree with you. I pray for both of the people that's being oppressed and for the people that's doing the oppressing, because the people that's doing the oppressing are the worst victims here, because they just are completely unaware of their own divinity. Because if they were aware of their own divinity, they would not take those actions. And unfortunately, the people that are being oppressed, they need help. They need solutions. And I think a practical solution is to provide them an alternative space. An alternative space and a safe transport to it. That's it. There we go. Win-win. Israeli, you want this little piece of land? Keep the shit. Palestinians, come on. You can go over here. It's better over here anyway. Trust me. It's better over here. We have the money to do it. Shit, I don't know what Oprah's doing, because I don't really know what Oprah's all into. But if I was Oprah, I'd be like, hey, Tyler, let's have a conversation. I'll be calling Tyler. I'll be calling Steve Harvey. I'll be calling, who else I'll be calling? I'll be calling Beyonce, Jay-Z. Let's have dinner. Kevin Hart. Let's have dinner at my house. Martha Stewart. Snoop Dogg. I'll be calling all of them. We'll be having a conversation. Listen. All right. It's approximately this amount of people. We know that land that they're fighting over is about this big. There's places in Texas that are bigger. Seriously though, seriously. And then fuck Texas, I ain't saying really fuck Texas, but it's just a point to be made, okay? There are places in Africa, safe spaces in Africa. There's spaces in Dubai. Let's put together some resources, all right, for these people. Let's give them a safe passage. Let's get them out of there and just say, hey, you silly folks who want to kill people over parts of the earth when the earth has more than enough room. You want this part so bad. Here you go. Here you go. Let's just stop shooting the people there. They're leaving. We're preparing a space for them. So just be patient. They will be out of there within the next, I don't know, 6 months. It's not a long period of time. Give you time to build whatever needs to be built. If it's not built already, develop a place for them and just put them over there. Give them homes, give them jobs, and let them be and practice their religion in peace and live in peace, and heal from this horrible experience that they're going through. But again, in light of that, this little minute dispute that I'm having with some Zionist is teeny tiny teensy weensy. But what is the reality is that as humans, we're all connected. So when there is injustices and things happening, somehow, some way, it's gonna affect us all. So we have the power and ability to eliminate it. We have the power and ability to tap into our divinity, allow that to be our guidance force in whatever way we want to acknowledge it, whatever faith we want to practice. All of the faiths, because I've studied many of them, are basically saying the same thing. Some people identify the divinity as Jesus, sometimes Muhammad, and and even though these were actual people just being examples of the heights that we all can achieve as human beings. We all can tap into our higher selves, our spirits, the bigger part of us. We all have that capability and we all can do that. Then once we do that, we see things from a different perspective and we are able to come up with solutions and we're able to release, let go, forgive, do the things that are of good nature and health, not just for ourselves, but for our families, for our communities, for our nations, for our planet, for our freaking planet. So I see all of that unfolding, and I know it's a process. The old paradigm is falling apart, the new paradigm is being birthed, and wow, I get to be here and experience the new being birth, and not only experience the new being birth, be a part of the birthing process, be a part of the infantry, be a part of the growth, the adolescence stage, then also be a part of the maturity of it. And I'm looking forward. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling grateful. And I have ultimate peace just knowing that the presence of God is everywhere, knowing that it is right here, right now with me, right there, right now with you, utilizing, tapping into, staying in this flow where it's just, I'm like on a gentle stream, as Abraham Hicks would say. I'm not going against the current. I'm just riding along knowing that, hey, it might get a little tumultuous, but I'm in a great freaking boat on this stream of life. And I'm divinely protected and divinely carried, and we all are able to tap into that and activate that and operate as and through that, and have that operate as and through us, our divinity, our God. So thank you. So it is everything that I have spoken. It is the law, because I have said it to be. And I am the most, through the God in me, powerful authority in my life. And I beseech you to stand in your authority and power over your life and use your words, use your mind, use spiritual practices, like really heal, become whole, forgive, let go of the past, of people who have done wrong by you, to you. Forgive them, because they really don't know. Because if you knew, those who know about this divinity, they are not trying to harm another person or do any ill will to another person. They have so much space and room in their heart of compassion and love. And it's not just a talk, it's a walk, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that you you have to experience it. You have to experience it, because I don't know how to explain it. You have to experience it. So I'm here again just as a reminder, just as a guiding light, just to say, hey, you got divinity in you. Tap it, turn on your light so you can see. I don't know what your practices will look like, what they will be. I just encourage you to do them. Turn on your inner light and allow that to guide you to what your practice is going to be. Minds have evolved, and I'm sure they're continuously evolving. I started out just doing Tai Chi. That was my spiritual practice for a long while. And it wasn't like very extreme Tai Chi. It was very simple Tai Chi. It was a grounding method that I had learned, and that's what I did. And then from there, I went to, what was my next spiritual practice after the Tai Chi? I don't even remember. I don't even remember. But what I do know now is that it's definitely, my spiritual practices are more evolved. And I am living the evidence of the importance of spiritual practices. So, and I know our minds have to be reprogrammed, and because there's so many programs out there. You have to have like what they have for the computers. You have to shield your mind. You have to be mindful what you watch, what you listen to, who you're around. You have to shield your mind. And even when you start shielding it, you got to deprogram all the junk out of there that you've already got in there and recognize how it works, how we operate. Because most of the time we're operating from our subconscious anyway. And that's the part that needs the most reprogramming and the most cleaning. And since it's subconscious, you may not even be aware that it needs it. But your life will show you. Your experiences will show you. How you feel will show you. And once you've shown, start to work. And continuously do it. And make it your part of your lifestyle. I love to see these healthy bodies, baby. I'm doing mine in reverse. A lot of people start doing the bodies first. The body is going to be the last. It was the spirituality and the mental first for me. And now I'm approaching the body part. And update, I've been out of the gym consistently since February. And ironically, I seen it. I seen it. I seen a force that has been utilizing a loved one, and I seen it. I seen it like right before it happened, but I didn't see the details. I just saw the force, and instantly my spirit let me know, like, your shit's about to get disrupted. You know? And I was like, I got this. I'm so secure in this. Now, perhaps if I was doing my practices then as I'm doing my practices now, that statement would have been accurate. But the fact is, I wasn't then. That was like 10 months ago. You know, I've only been 6 months, which is a great big thing because now it's a habit and I must do it. But then I would still roll out of the bed, put on clothes, and go to work. That's not a way to live. You have to get up and calibrate yourself and connect and plug in and then go about your day. And you have to give yourself enough time to do that, you know? And that's the priority. Simple, you know? So, anyway, I'm in a better space now. Like I said, I've grown and I'm getting back to the body. Now, it still looks amazing, you know? And I did do bikini. This year. I have some pictures. I will find them and I will share them on my YouTube channel. And I did do the beach, so I did do everything that I said, and I always do. It's just some things happen quicker than others, but that's okay because it's all in divine time. When you know, you know. So no. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending this hour with me. And just say yes to divinity. Say yes to the God that's within you. Embrace love. Embrace forgiveness. And I know that this is encouraging for someone. And with that being said, have a beautiful Tuesday. You have all the tools that you need to craft the life that you want to have and love to live. So do that and take your time doing it. It's not a race, it's a marathon. It's going to take some time. There's going to be ebbs and flows and hills and valleys. But you stay locked into what you want your heart to be and your life to be. And then allow the divinity to work through you. You will get ideas and messages coming so rapidly. Telling you. Again, remember, I'm just your reminder that you can be brand new. So just keep tuning into the channel. It is me being me, encouraging you to be you. Thank you.